Watch this.
Elon Musk is part and parcel of the signs of the end time. Is he the Antichrist? The word Elon, Elyon, which is also the word Elon, which simply means God the strong one. And it so happens that Elon Musk is working with NASA. When we get NASA in the Hebrew, it is also the word Nahash, which means snake. Show us the logo with something that looks like that. The devil is no longer hiding. The devil is also referred to as morning star. And then we have a command called Starlink. Now, they are putting Neuralink in your brain, but it's more dangerous than chemical weapon because the enemy can still use it. This is the way you write it in Greek. 20 plus 50 plus 10 plus 30. Let me not waste your time. It's 666. And the Bible says the devil is the king of the airwaves. So the SpaceX says he was buying to control communication. Then he bought X to control narratives. That doesn't mean he himself is the Antichrist. No, but he's an intellectual who doesn't know the word. So there are individuals who will help the platform to be built so that when the enemy comes, he will do it easily.
Welcome back, everybody. These disturbing TikToks will scare the orbs off you. Let's get weird.
Ruled out. The governor says he can't get a straight answer out of anybody.
I want to get the answers. And I wasn't getting up. Be candid with you. Wasn't getting.
This is real, y'all.
Flying over the helicopter. All those places with groups. He didn't do it.
I don't even want to comment on that. I know that we've been going through this for a really long time since Maui, now LA, and all the blue stuff. And the particle beam weapons is real. All that stuff is real. The government wouldn't do that to us, though. No. That's ridiculous.
Guys, I'm back with the AI glasses this time during the day. We're going to put them on and see how AI sees the world. All right, ready? Oh, my God. Okay. Nah, I'm not going to lie, man. I'm scared. Like... Is this like the spirit realm or something? Like, all right, follow for more.
I don't know what the AI glasses are that he's wearing. If you guys have heard of that, can you mention that in the comments? Because I've never heard of this thing. I don't know. What is he talking about? AI augmented reality or something, like the meta glasses? Anyway, isn't the Hotel Cecil like the hotel where all of those crazy, insane, disturbing murders took place? And if that's the case, AI must have been scouring the internet for the history of the building before it implemented that stuff in the augmented reality, right?
A tall, 7-ish foot praying mantis looking being. And I'm feeling the tug, and I'm feeling this flesh, you know, and the whole time he is conveying to me, see, we can't get your soul. We could do a lot of damage to your body if we want to. We don't. We're trying to help you. But this is how bad it could get. So stop squiggling around and let us get this done.
So that's a clip from Ross Coulthart interviewing a brand new whistleblower, Lieutenant Colonel John Blitch. He's a former Green Beret and nuclear missile battery commander. He also claims to be an alien abductee and describes several terrifying and truly bizarre encounters. By the way, I don't claim this to be true, but nor can I say it didn't happen. But it does make me wonder why someone the government trusted to command a nuclear missile battery would just up and make up a bunch of insane lies like this. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
Alien descriptions for the last 70 years have typically come from the civilian sector. And now all of a sudden, since David Grush came out and Luis Elizondo, they all seem to be high-ranking military officials, some of which are intelligence officers like David Grush and Luis Elizondo and others. The story about the mantid, the big 7-foot-tall mantis-looking being, is not new. It's not fresh. This is like, it goes all the way back into the literature. And oftentimes it's the tall gray, typically, that sort of is kind of like the captain of the little tinier grays, but sometimes you hear of this taller mantid being that comes out. So it's not new, but I'm getting more and more skeptical because all of the witnesses that have been coming out seem to be ex-government. There's got to be a reason for that, right?
So I know that all of our algorithms changed after they pretended that the stupid app was getting banned. But what I noticed with my feed is I was no longer seeing any news content. So I no longer saw videos on the fires. I no longer saw videos on, what do they call, the Dior handbags. Like, there was no news content. There was nothing about what was going on outside. And so I only learned this a couple of days ago, how to get your algorithm back to normal. So I wanted to share, because if I didn't know, then that means there's other people that don't know. So if you go look up Facebook's TikTok page, Instagram's TikTok page, and Meta's TikTok page and block them all, your algorithm will refresh after each block, but it will go back to normal. After I blocked all three, I instantly saw the fires in California. I instantly saw the Dior handbags. Like, my algorithm is back to normal. So I just wanted to share, because I know that people in my comments are saying they're no longer seeing my content anymore. They have to go search for my page, or they're no longer seeing anything that's going on outside, and I wasn't either. So that's what you got to do. You got to block the people that own the servers that we're now on.
Right after I watched this clip for the first time, actually, when I was uploading it here, I kind of went into the social media sites, and you can turn off those buttons within Facebook and Instagram to block TikTok. I haven't noticed a change in my algorithm yet, but maybe that's to come. I have a question though, and I haven't looked this up, so maybe you guys can tell me in the comments. I heard a rumor that Elon Musk bought TikTok. Is that true? I don't know if that's true or not, and I don't want to feed the rumor mill, but I guess I just did. And I also heard a rumor that Trump had it turned off, got elected, and turned it back on like a day later or something. I don't know. I'm just feeding the fire here, aren't I?
I was just wondering, does anyone else remember, it was a few years back, actually it was a while back. Ugh, I'm old. Anyways, does anyone remember those metal statues that showed up all over the planet?
Monolith was discovered on Google Maps, but little did they know, they also revealed more information about the monolith. The last available satellite images from Google of the area were dated back to 2016, and in those images the object was indeed present. This revelation indicated that the object had been there for at least 4 years prior to its recent discovery. A Utah Department of Public Safety spokesperson told the New York Times, "Somebody took the time to use some type of concrete cutting tool or something to really dig down, almost in the exact shape of the object, and embed it really well. It's odd. There are roads close by, but to haul the materials to cut into the rock and haul the metal, which is taller than 12 feet in sections, to do all that in that remote spot is definitely interesting." The DPS released a statement quoting Bureau of Land Management, BLM, regulations, stating that it is illegal to install structures, including art, on public lands without permission, no matter what planet you're from.
And everyone was freaking out for a while, and then they came out and they announced that they were like art pieces, random art pieces, and they were saying some were advertisements for companies. Yet you can't find anywhere which artist did it. Like, which artist, if it was an artist, the artist would have come out and been like, yeah, that was me, and here is my art show showing this art. There were no artists. It was just the government came out and they were like, oh yeah, these are just from artists. And they were just, it was just random. It was a total prank, go back to life as usual. And everyone just went back to life as usual. And nobody's talked about it ever since. But it just popped into my mind. Where did they actually come from? Like, where are the art shows? Where are the companies? How were the advertisements going? Because that's what they gave us. They said it was artists, random artists, doing the exact same thing all over the planet. And advertisements, yet there's no links or proof that that's what it was. So I feel like we should maybe revisit that a little bit. Just, you know, where did they go? Where did they take those art pieces? What galleries are those in now? Just curious, because I can't find it. Okay, WP.
Yeah, weird. That's what I heard too, was that they were art installations. And then I was like, okay, I feel satisfied with that. But those little clippings that she shared there at the end, that they were confiscated by the Bureau of Land Management and some of them are still being investigated. If they're just art pieces, what's to investigate? And who is the artist? That's some good work there from Spirit and Sass. While I got you here, I just want to say, if you like the content that we make, smash the like, subscribe, comment, create a community of weirdos down below in the chat. Thank you.
They don't want us messing with it. They don't want the public entertaining the idea of calling on it and looking for it because they may not control it.
There's the G right there. That's Chris Bledsoe from UFO of God book.
So they're going to end up turning it negative or perverting it somehow. So they can keep control over the population. That's the plan. I've heard it many times. But it's not going to work. No. It's not going to work.
And they'll do all kinds of psychological tactics. Like one of them they're doing now is they're spinning them as plasmoid. They're an alien race of these plasmoid beings. Oh, but they're also drones. So it's like...
Which is it?
Right. Like, so the common person who's not really initiated into this, they're like, what is it? What is it? Plasmoid. Oh my God, that's scary. Oh my God, it's drones. They're Chinese anti-gravity drones. No.
Well, let's address this plasmoid word. And if you get a picture, I'll give you a picture of one that I painted and a sketch that I did 17 years ago. And everybody's wondering, how did you get into NASA? Why were you there? Why were you studying with? I have all the documentation. I have all the the proof in the world I was there. Photos, videos, meeting with scientists high level. What was their interest in me? Why did they need me? Right? Something I haven't talked about in all these years, why I was there. And I kind of wrote about this in the book. When I asked them, why do you need me? Why do you want me here? You've got rockets, you've got space shuttles, you've got satellites, you've got the space station, all the money and technology and telescopes in the world. And they're like, well, we know they like you and they communicate with you and they don't have nothing to do with us at all. And we'd like to know why. What it is they want and why it is they're harassing their astronauts. Harassing them. So has any astronauts ever seen an orb or one of these? All of them.
No, I've seen videos of Buzz Aldrin talking about they saw some stuff, but he never said specifically.
Well, they've never released it.
Right.
So that's why I was there, consulting with them about what they're now calling a plasmoid, which is an angelic being, little glowing beings. They come out of the orb.
So how do they see them? How do they appear to them?
They would appear outside the space shuttle. Look in the windows at them.
Whoa.
Stand up over the shuttle bay or the space station, glowing. Sometimes there's a report of a half a dozen of them, 125 feet tall with wings, standing there smiling at them.
Chris Bledsoe, he's the man, eh? A religious guy, though, who believes that these are all angels of God. And it could be. I have heard the stories of those gigantic angels in space, but my recollection is that they came from Russian cosmonauts, and they were like 80 feet tall. So maybe there's multiple accounts of this from different missions of the same phenomenon. But when I first heard that, that blew me away. About the gigantic angels in space. And they were in space. They weren't in the ISS or whatever with them. But here we are again with this conundrum of what is this? Is this a superintelligence that is hard for us to comprehend because we've just never seen it before? Like the Mayans looking at the conquistador ships of the Spaniards when they arrived. Is it the same sort of phenomenon that they dealt with? A culture shock? And now we're finally like, okay, it is a superintelligence that has the ability to transform itself into anything it wants to, no matter what, because it has a higher itinerary and it is far beyond us. Or God is real. Maybe it's both. Could be both.
Does anyone else feel like something massive is going to happen? Something big is coming, but you're just not exactly sure what that might be. You know, we've got AI coming in and everyone's wondering, is it going to take all the jobs? But then you've got, is World War III going to start? Is there nukes going to fly down from the sky? But then, are the aliens going to invade? And it's kind of like there's so many things going on, because you've got the government saying, oh yeah, by the way, aliens are real. And they come out with these congressional hearings and you're thinking, what the f***? And most people just got on with their day. You know, we all found out that aliens are real, yes, and they're in the water. And it's kind of like everyone just soldiers on because no one can pay attention. There's so much going on that it's sort of like, oh, okay, well, I can't afford groceries, so kind of, I'm not looking up at the sky, I'm looking down at my wallet and it's empty. And we need some, you know, I need to buy a house. Aliens can invade, it doesn't matter because I don't own anything here. Come and take it. I don't own a house here. Fucking good. Come on in. You know, take over the government, run it better. I don't know, because these guys are fucked. We've got corporations that don't pay any tax whatsoever. We've got all of this ruling class that don't pay tax. We've got Hollywood filled with weirdos. We've got the music industry filled with weirdos. We can't trust any superstar at all now because we're afraid they're all just weirdos. AI is going to take all of our jobs. Aliens are going to invade, and there might be World War III, and we're all going to die. And it's sort of like there's too many things where it's like, this is f***ed. It's f***ed. We don't know what to do anymore. And, you know, 50 years ago, if they were like, hey, by the way, aliens are real, they live in the ocean, it would have went everywhere. People would have lost their minds. But there's too much to lose your mind about now. There's far too many options. When it comes to losing your it's too many options. And people are walking around and they look like crack addicts because they can't sleep, they're too stressed, and they're just looking for a baggie of opportunity to snort up their nose, you know, like, give me some hope. And I feel like that's everyone at the moment. Everyone from like mid-30s, 40 downwards. You know, it gets worse as the further down you go. I don't know what teenagers are thinking nowadays, because it's like, how do you choose a career? Oh, I could go into that career, but AI will take over that career, so I'm in that. I could get a job, but minimum wage won't give me enough to even get a house to rent. I can't live there. You know, it's kind of like, what are the options for these guys? No wonder they turn to things like this, like social media, for like a hope, just a glimpse of a glimmer of hope. But then AI is making videos now, and it can do all of this. So it's kind of like we're all trapped in this scenario where we know we're f***ed. It's like the scene in a movie where you're on the boat and you're heading towards the waterfall, except it's an ocean, there's no way off, and we know we're going to go off the waterfall. It's just, how are we going to hit the waterfall and what's going to happen with it? Because there's just too many options to f*** out. It's worse than that even. It's just doom. And I think that everyone knows it, but we're trying to distract ourselves enough from the topic so that we can sort of calm ourselves down enough to get through each day as it hits us. Because there's no other option. Because looking into the future, it's just like, well, that's f***ed. We don't want to do that. Because there's no good option there. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Put it in the comments section. I want someone, at least one person with a hopeful view of the future. Do you have any hope of the future? Because it looks pretty
Well, that was a buzzkill. But I finally feel seen. Not gonna lie, I 1000% feel seen. And like him, I would love to get your guys' version of hopium in the comments section below. Have you guys felt like this too? I felt like my whole life, I felt like that there was something huge right on the horizon, something that had never happened before. And I know that's true of every life, but I mean like of mega significance, like the revelation of aliens, of UAP, of God and angels, and all of these things in our imaginations actually being real, and that we have been trapped in a psychological box, which seems to be exactly what's happening. So, and then it's like, are we manifesting this stuff? Let me know what you guys think.
Take 3
oh
of
boy.
the videotape deposition of Bill Gates
Bill Gates, here we
If
go.
he didn't like what you said, he would, he was known for responding with the words.
Well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That's ridiculous. I'm not using this thing. No. Somebody's confused. Somebody's just not thinking. I mean, there's no way.
We'll figure it out.
You guys never understood. You never understood the first thing about this.
He's a multi-dimensional individual. He has great depth in so many different areas.
Hi, kids.
You had a number.
Is it just me, or is he like super mega creepy? Like, you know, like a Dr. Evil kind of in real life.
Of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, he's dead, so, in general, you always have to be careful. Today we're announcing a commitment over this next decade, which we think of as a decade of vaccines. The vaccine is critical because until you have that, things aren't really going to be normal. And it won't be normal until we get an amazing vaccine to the entire world. And for all 193 member states, you must make vaccines a high priority in your health systems to ensure that all your children have access to existing vaccines now and to the new vaccines that have recently become available. And keeping children alive, would that create more of a population problem?
So, didn't Microsoft and Coca-Cola partnership up for smart or nanoparticles in the Coke supplied by Microsoft? Like, I'm pretty sure that they found nanoparticles or nanobots or something in Coca-Cola. And also, too, that whole COVID thing was let's get real. And Bill Gates, he's got so much money and so much influence. He creeps me right out. And I hate judging people because I don't have all the facts or all the answers. But even Melinda left him. And I know he's one of these people that works a lot, like Elon or any other friggin' billionaire, Jeff Bezos. I'm sure they all have their list of enemies. But Bill Gates rubs me the wrong way. I mean, he also bought like almost all of the farmland in America and even spoke about genetically modifying the vegetables to have vaccines already in them. Oh boy. Just when you think it can't get any weirder, eh? Just keeps getting weirder.
Images that just came back from the James Webb Telescope of this planet, it has city lights on it. Astronomers said they're 98% certain that these are city lights, artificial lighting. This is the biggest news since we discovered that we revolve around a sun and that we're part of a universe. It's wild. Remote viewers from the Monroe Institute are trying to contact with the local population there through remote viewing because it's too far away. It's like 29 million years away. It revolves around a star system called Stinser, and this is planet BH29524. And so we can never get there. So the remote viewers are trying to make contact and tell the local creature critters that live there, whether human or not, hey, we exist. We're on planet Earth. We revolve around the sun. But I think they should hold off and take their time because we don't know if these planetary creature critters on this planet are dangerous or not. What do you think? Do you think we should contact them right away through remote viewing or we should take our time? But whether it's a
Stephen Hawking always used to say that initially he said we should send messages into space. We should find other life. And then he kind of went back on himself and he said, no. That's actually dangerous. Maybe we shouldn't be sending signals into space until we have the technology to investigate further, which is the smarter approach if you think about it. The other part about the Monroe Institute, remote viewing the planet to see what's going on there and maybe communicate, that one's a little bit wonky to me. And I'll tell you why. Like, they do have a good success rate, but I think their idea of a good success rate is something like 20%. And I think maybe even that's dramatic on my end. Couldn't hurt though, right? I mean, it's not like we're going to get there anytime soon.
I know a lot of people are catching on to what's happening with these fires because they're all looking identical. But I want to tell you guys that this is one of thousands. Do you remember the Texas Panhandle fire? It burnt down 1.3 million acres. Well, it just so happened that these fires occurred off US 60, but nobody knew that they were putting a lithium refinement plant where? Well, right off US 60. I also found articles where it states where the highest numbers of concentrate are found near the Amarillo Arch. Feel free to pause and read for this because I found it interesting, which sounds exactly what wildcatters did to the Native Americans when discovering oil fields, but then finding out that's exactly what's happening. See, what a lot of people don't know is before Trump left office, he rushed a mine through approval process right on the Oregon-Nevada border, which if you didn't know is Thacker Pass in Humboldt County. Thacker Pass is an Indian reservation, and there have been countless lawsuits fighting this mine. And not only did they lose at the lawsuits and the judge granted that lithium can be mined on Thacker Pass, which you can see is located right here, the most bizarre looking wildfire took place right here. Several articles stated that Oregon wildfire creates its own weather as it becomes the largest active blaze in the US, which is odd because we heard nothing from the media. And although I have dozens more of examples of this occurring in the US, specifically on Indian reservations in Wyoming, which they just so happen to find lithium deposits in the exact location, and in places like Idaho, mapped the minerals. I mean, what are the odds? I mean, really guys, what are the odds? It just so happens U.S. Department of Defense provided $15 million in funding to Jerovis Mining USA to drill for cobalt in Idaho. The funding came from the additional Ukraine Supplemental Appropriations Act. But I want Americans to know we are not the only ones questioning this. Bolivia is as well. Feel free to pause and read because this article is interesting. And I saw zero media coverage on how the Amazon rainforest burnt down 37.4 million acres, which is interesting because the Lithium Triangle opened opportunities for the Biden administration, which if you didn't know, that's where the Lithium Triangle is located. And what are the odds that China and Russia are involved as well? Pause and read. And here I thought we all weren't getting along. And also imagine my surprise when I realized that numerous other countries like Kazakhstan's going through this as well, in which they stated that they have so much lithium, even South Korea is interested. And that sounded so familiar to me, because California did the same thing. And like I said, I'm seeing this happen in numerous other places, including Yellowknife, Canada, where they not only had a massive wildfire, but they also raised $30 million for lithium exploration. Another area in Canada where 4 fires were burning, but also where they secured Chinese financing for rare metals. What are the odds of water shortage in the exact location? Same thing happened in James Bay. And then what do you know? There's lithium there too. And Canada had probably some of the most gnarly wildfires I saw on my radar. It's just insane. But what do you guys think is happening here? Because I'm really starting to see some patterns here. Aren't you? Way too many countries going through the same thing at once. You gotta kind of ask yourself, you know? What are the odds? And personally, for me, how much land has been lost in America, the fact that the media has been completely silent all year round. And if you want me to be honest, I have as much evidence as there have been wildfires.
Kudos to a Truth 40 for that, because she did some stellar digging on that. There was a lot of information there, and that was amazing. A truth for you. Good job. There is so much technology right now that relies on these metals, particularly lithium for batteries, that none of this seems like it's out of the question. I once heard this quote that said, if it happens under a certain administration, it was planned that way. And anything that you see on a global level happens because it was planned that way, and that there's no real accidents to these things. And I think when you have that many ducks in a row, all pointing to the same thing, you may as well just call it a duck. If space is a vacuum, then how did they record the sound of those winds in space? I know there's an explanation for that.
Hello guys, this is your Chinese buddy Luca. The place I'm gonna enter right now is gonna be a culture shock to you guys, I swear. Quick question, what activities do you usually do with your friends and your family? In China, we have a place called bathhouse. I'm coming with my aunt and my cousin. It's separated by 2 sections. That is for females, and this is for males. So I'm gonna enter this place. It says, "Prince, please enter." Before you enter, they will give you a wristband. And this locker belongs to you. So you can use it to open your locker, like this. First, you come here and take a quick shower. This is the interior of the bathhouse. Guys, you just chill in the pool. And you have to be completely naked, so don't be shy. If you're really shy, you can't come here. You can.
That's like ancient Greece or Rome or whatever. It was like that then too. I think there's in Korea or Japan, they still have public bathhouses as well.
Swim here, just stay here for roughly 30 minutes and you can go take a shower again. After you've taken a shower, you get dressed and there's skincare you can use. Dry your hair. Do you guys think that's the end of it? Not even close. Welcome to the bathhouse. Very cute claw machines. Do you want to get something from here? This is the buffet area. So basically you can get whatever food you want here. There's popcorns, sausage, tangerines, cucumbers. I don't know what that food is. Yeah. Many options. Alright, let's come along with my aunt. Everyone's resting here. With his belly out. Wow. Whew. Guys, this is paradise. There's even a game station. Look at the controllers here. I'm so excited. I didn't expect that. Oh my god, we can literally play games. There's a buffet restaurant inside. So for lunch, you can just have some simple meals. For example, noodles. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently everyone is having fun. I don't know what I'm gonna have. Yeah, the noodles look really delicious. There's an employee making dumplings over there, and there's an employee cooking. This is gonna be our lunch. I love this spicy food, especially noodles.
Me too.
It was fantastic. Oh, it's really spicy. I'm sweating right now. Round 2. Dumplings.
Man, noodles and dumplings are my jam.
Round 3, guys. Wontons. I'm having wontons again. Oh my god, they're just so delicious.
This is making me hungry.
There are computers you can play games. It's really cool. There's a couple playing games. Do you guys know what this game is? He's playing this and yeah, I happen to play this game as well, so we are gonna team up to play for a while. Michael Jordan! Oh my god, guys, I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. I really can't believe it. What the hell is this? You can play pool, you can play table tennis, you can even work out here. Bro, what the hell? Guys, we're gonna play ping pong. For those people who are curious about whether all Chinese people know how to play ping pong, here's the answer. We don't know how to play ping pong. Guys, we just finished our tour in the bathhouse. Now we're gonna pay. How much do you think it's gonna cost?
How much do you guys think this is gonna cost for a whole day of that stuff with all that food and all that good stuff?
Cost. Alright, so the price is 59. Yeah, it's only 59 yuan, which is $8 for all the activities and the bath and the food over there. Do you think it's worth it?
$8. $8 American. Oh man, I wanted to show that clip. Thanks for hanging out for that. I wanted to show that because I thought it would be good for y'all to see what $8 American will get you in China. Compliments of Red Note. for better or for worse. Fascinating. God. That's all the time we have for today. I want to thank y'all for joining me again here on Intergalactic House of Pancakes. Tune in next week for your next weekly dose of the weird and the disturbing and the scary and the powerful and the wonderful right here. I'm JB. Thanks for tuning in and stay weird.